At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. And that old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
If you grill it, he will come.
Hey.
Is this heaven?
Nope. It's fairway.
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present this amazing state tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's hometown pride, it's hopes and dreams, it's our future leaders, it's a reason to do more and be more. And it's that farm-strong spirit that can only be found in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes and coaches on a successful year, and remember, today's successes are just the beginning of tomorrow's achievements.
A shot to play for a state championship is on the line here in Class 4A. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome inside the Extreme Arena here in downtown Coralville as we get set for Class 4A semifinal action between the Sioux City Bishop Heelan Crusaders and the North Scott Lancers. Sioux City Bishop Heelan, the number 2 seed. North Scott, the number 3 seed. North Scott, the defending Class 4A champions, looking for a chance to defend that title. Hello, everybody. Zarin Eggestal with you, joined by Austin Oliver. And Austin, what a matchup we have here between Bishop Heelan and North Scott.
Yeah, we do got to see a little bit of the Heelan match yesterday as they beat Carlisle, I believe, in the first round. They're going to be led by a couple seniors. Maddie LaFleur is going to be the setter. She's got over 900 assists on the season, so I'm guessing they're going to be running the 5-5-1 pretty extensively with her. But the main hitter is going to be Malia Hacker, senior 6'1" outside hitter. Came into the tournament with over 350 kills. After that, there's just a smattering of good hitting after that. Ava Lloyd is out there. Addison Cleese and Melina Snoozy are all out there as well. And you jump over to the North Scott Lancers. They're led by a pair of outside hitters with Mackenzie Moeller as a junior coming in with over 250 kills. But the real focal point of the offense is going to be Abby Hayes, a 6'3" senior with over 350 kills. They'll be getting the ball to her as much as they can. Distributing the ball to those 2 hitters will be Addison Allen, and she's going to be trying to get it to those guys as much as she can to see if she can get back to the title game. So got a good game on tap for us today.
Abby Hayes was the Class 4A Player of the Year last year as a junior, now in her senior season. Taking a look at our road to the state semifinals here. Let's take a look at Sioux City Bishop Heelan first, 42-3. Of course, they defeated Carlisle in the quarterfinal round, 25-19, 25-22, 25-18. And as also just mentioned, Ava Lloyd, 13 kills, 13 digs, and hit 202 for the Crusaders. Trying to win their first state championship with a couple of wins here since 2007. On the other side for the Lancers, 30-4 this year, defeated Glenwood pretty easily in the quarterfinals. Maybe one of the more dominant performances we saw out of any match, any class in the quarterfinal round, as they took care of Glenwood 25-11, 25-13, 25-16. Mackenzie Muller had 14 kills, 7 digs, and hit an outstanding 404 in that quarterfinal round for the Lancers of North Scott. Just some pretty incredible action. Of course, as we mentioned, North Scott led by Taryn Van Eerwedge. She is in her 6th season as the head coach of the North Scott Lancers. 172 and 30 is her career record, winning the state championship last year. And Lauren Boatman is in her 5th year coaching at Sioux City Bishop Heelan, her 2nd appearance in the state tournament as the head coach of the Crusaders from Woodbury County. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll get you set for introductions and the first serve. It's the Lancers and the Crusaders. Two teams that are across the entire state from each other. When we come back, this is the IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, a 5th-generation farmer from Calhoun County and president of the Iowa Farm Bureau.
And I'm Erin Gerlich, executive director of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. We're excited to have you join us for the Girls State Volleyball Tournament.
As title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, we're proud to support this fantastic event. At the Iowa Farm Bureau, we believe that strong farms and strong schools go hand in hand. Iowa farmers are some of the most productive individuals in our state, working endlessly to grow and raise nutritious food and sustain our communities. Student athletes are also incredibly productive, dedicating countless hours to train and excel in their sports. Partnering with the Girls Union allows us to celebrate both groups while supporting and empowering the Iowa girl.
Reaching the state tournament is no small feat, and it takes a strong support system. Thanks to the Iowa Farm Bureau, we're able to honor students for their outstanding achievements, both on the court and in the classroom. They are committed to your success, helping provide awards, grants, and scholarships to honor excellence in athletics and academics.
As Iowans, we have much to be proud of. Whether you're a student competing today or a fan cheering on your school, we all play a role in making our state shine. So from the Iowa Farm Bureau
and the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union,
congratulations on a fantastic season and best of luck in the tournament games.
Back to Coralville inside the Extreme Arena, getting set for a Class 4A semifinal matchup. The winner of this will get the winner of Pella and Sergeant Bluff Luton, which Pella currently leads 2-0. course, this Class 4A, got blown up yesterday when Sergeant Bluff Luton, the 8 seed, took down Cedar Rapids Xavier, the 1 seed, and now those two teams battling across the way with Pella currently leading that one. The winner of that gets the winner of this 4A state championship tomorrow on Iowa Public Television. Center court will kind of redesign the arena. We'll take down the 2 courts. We'll put 1 court right in the center. Of course, the IGHSAU does it so good with all the pyrotechnics and all the fun that they do. They shoot the flames out as the girls are introduced. Such a fun time here in Coralville.
Yeah, we're just trying to look at the schedules to see if they had any like opponents, and there's not very many like opponents at all. And I had to look up again where North Scott was town-wise and realized that these guys are about as far apart as you can get. 346 miles, about just over 5 hours trip between the 2 schools. That's probably why they aren't playing a lot of the same teams. So pretty interesting matchup that you're probably only going to get at the state tournament. So good to see both of these teams advance and see who can come out on top.
Yeah, Woodbury County and Scott County are just about as far away from each other as possible. Getting sent for this matchup, as you mentioned, you get those kind of matchups at the state tournament. That's what the other reason why the state tournament is so much fun, because you get these matchups that you don't get to have during the regular season. Sometimes the teams will meet with, if you drive 2 hours to a tournament, somebody else drives 2 hours to a tournament, you might be able to meet up there. But for the most part, the only time teams like this are meeting up is for the state tournament. All right, let's go down to Rex Baker. He's got today's introductions of the teams as we get set for the first serve.
The Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union promotes good sportsmanship by participants, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants, officials, and spectators in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or abusive comments or intimidating actions directed at officials, participants, coaches, team representatives, or event personnel will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal. We thank you for your cooperation and invite you to enjoy the match.
Bree Vanden Top with the kill.
It's now time to introduce the players in today's
McKenna
semifinal
Nelson
matchup.
serving.
First, for North Scott, the non-starters and assistant coaches. Number 5, Reese Jackson. Number 6, Adeline Johnson.
Back is long. Point.
Number 11,
Warriors.
Paige Kuhn. Number 12, Addison Michael. Number 15, Addison Harms. Number 16, Katie Brader. Number 17, Kenna Kibler. And number 18, Brooke Rocca.
Abby Brand
the
with the
assistant
kill.
coaches are Grayson Jewell and Jennifer Kuhn.
Checking in the serve for
And
the
now,
Dutch,
let's
number
meet the
7,
starters
Sage
for the
de Young.
Lancers. A 6'3" senior, number 1, Abby Hayes. A 5'4" senior, number 3, Lena Bremer. A 5'9" junior, number 4, Mackenzie Moeller. A 5'7" junior, number 8, Addison Allen. A 5'9" senior, number 10, Lainey Wall. And a 6' senior,
Bree
number 13,
Vanden Top
Emmy
with the kill.
Allard. The libero, a 5'5"
12,
junior,
Kenley
number
Penowitz.
2, Ainsley
Back to serve,
Haight.
number 7, Jaden Kneifel.
The
Number
head
15,
coach
Abby
for North
Brand
Scott,
for Pella.
Taryn Van Eerwedge.
Timeout, Pella. Their first.
Now let's meet the non-starters and assistant coaches for Bishop Heelan. Number 1, Mia White. Number 3, Emma Moody. Number 10, Dara Mullet. Number 11, Claire Nelson. Number 12, Maggie Van Drager. Number 13, Madeline Sexton. The assistant coaches, Olivia Westhoff, Brady Van Duzen, Katie Vondrack, and Riley Tu. Now let's meet the starters for the Crusaders. A 5'9" junior, number 2, Ava Lloyd. A 5'11" senior, number 4, Addison Kleiss. A 5'9" senior, number 6, Maddie LaFleur.
After the timeout,
a 6'1"
Jaden Kneifel serving
number 7,
for Sergeant Bluff Luton.
Malia Hacker.
Set 3.
A 5'11" sophomore, number 8, Melina Snoozy. A 6' senior, number 9,
short.
Abby
Side out
Lee.
point, Dutch.
And the libero, a
Back to
5'6"
serve, number 11,
junior,
Emma
number 5,
Ekoff.
Ireland Jackson. Head coach for Sioux City Bishop Heelan is Lauren Boatman. Ladies and gentlemen,
Service
our
short,
officials
side
for this
out point,
afternoon's match.
Warriors.
Your first referee, Jill Nuss.
Bree Vandentop to
Your
serve.
second referee, Jody Heineman. And your line judges, Ashley Pierce and Haley Gedkin. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for state tournament volleyball.
Welcome back upstairs as we get set for this Class 4A semifinal between North Scott and Sioux City Bishop Heelan. And, of course, we talked about it in the pre-show here. Abby Hayes is about as good as you get in Class 4A and, I guess, in the state in general.
Yeah, it's going to be excited to watch her. I think it's going to be the first time I've seen her in person, seen a little bit of tape on her, but should be a great match. Heelan's bringing just a wide range of hitters. They're going to be able to spread it around a little bit more than what the Lancers will be able to do, so we'll see what happens.
One of the things that Coach Lauren Boatman of Sioux City Bishop Heelan told the media after their quarterfinal win was that her team just needs to continue to control what they can control. Just kind of an easy keel, hey, we're going to do our thing and hopefully we're going to come out on top. Sioux City Bishop Heelan will be in the navies, and the North Scott is in the gray. And it looks like it'll be North Scott who will serve first. Doing the serving will be Lena Bremer. So Bremer's got the ball up and we are underway here from Coralville. And the first attack is sent long, no touch. Malia Hacker had 13 kills in the quarterfinal win. But this time her attack goes long.
Yeah, she's swinging opposite there. You'll see her on the outside, strong side here as we go forward. But then this serve receive set, she'll be hitting opposite. She should be moving over after the first ball goes over.
Tipped over. We do have a whistle, though.
We have back row attack.
It is a back row attack against Bishop Heelan. So North Scott with an early 2-0 lead. And Bremer will continue to serve. They'll go back to Hacker again. She'll tip over. Pancake, was it good? No, it was not. Says our officials. The North Scots crowd here on the near side thought maybe she had got the pancake there, but the official that's right there says no. Service will come from Hacker now. We've seen her attack a couple of times so far. Now she's going to serve for the first time. And that one's going to be out. Emmy Allard, known for her defense, had 13 digs in the quarterfinal round.
Yeah, just a miscommunication between her and her setter. Setter thought she was running outside, and she had moved inside for the inside attack.
Very out of system here for North Scott, but they do get it back over, and there comes the hammer for the Bishop Heelan Crusaders as Addison Kleiss, the senior right side, has over 200 kills this season. Hacker will continue to serve, misses wide of the court. But a good rotation for Bishop Heelan as they trailed 2-0, then took a 3-2 lead. We're all knotted up at 3-3. Pella leading Sergeant Bluff Luton 21-19 in set 3. after they took the first 2 sets, and there's a strike by Ava Lloyd. We talked about her in the pregame show. The 5'9" junior, 13 kills in the quarterfinals, and she's showing her strength right away.
Yeah, North Scott's going to have to look to get a block up on these hitters. They've been pretty much free-range hitting for the first couple of strikes so far, so they're going to want to remedy that and at least get a touch on there and slow that ball down for their defense.
North Scott going to try to get the side out back on their way. Oh, my goodness. Mackenzie Muller with an absolute rocket across the net. And now she'll go back to serve. First kill of the match for Muller. Dumped back over by North Scott. And that one's down. Ava Lloyd again. That'll be Lloyd's second kill.
Crusaders are just making the right choices on their swings. They're not trying to overhit right now. They're just sitting around the blocks, tipping over the top. Well, when the opportunity presents itself, they're ripping it as well. But diversity of shots shown so far by the Crusaders.
Nia White is into serve. There's a set to the far pin. An attack by Hayes. We've got a whistle, 2 contacts against Sioux City Bishop Heelan. The point will go to North Scott. Now 5-5. Hayes has been kept out of the offense so far for North Scott. Here come the Crusaders, and they'll score again right up front. That's Melina Snoozy. And Snoozy's got her first kill. So as we figured with Bishop Heelan, they're going to spread it out. Hacker's got a kill, Snoozy's got a kill, Lloyd's got a pair. Let's see if North Scott can get Hayes into the offense. She's dug that time. Right back down the line comes Malia Hacker. And it's a 7-5 lead in favor of Sioux City Bishop Heelan. They'll get the service assignments from Coach Lauren Boatman. Here's Hayes, and she'll have her first kill. It was only a matter of time until Hayes got into the offense, but she scores there.
Yeah, got a one-on-one out there on the outside. She's going to eat that up every time.
Hayes was the captain of the all-tournament team last year. Will play college volleyball at Creighton next year. And that's sent long, no touch. 8-6, Sioux City Bishop Heelan leads. And we're back and forth in the early goings of this one. 2-seeded Bishop Heelan, 3-seeded North Scott defending Class 4A state champions. We're going to set to Hayes on the right side this time. Here comes Hacker. She's blocked. But it goes out. So the point goes to Bishop Heelan. And Hacker has killed number 3. 9-6. Pella and Sergeant Bluff Luton are tied at 23. Ace serve. Our first channel seed ace serve of the match. Ireland Jackson, the junior libero, had 52 ace serves. This season picks one up there. All of our ace serves in the quarterfinal and semifinal round brought to you by Channel Seed. And North Scott will come right back in the middle and find a kill with Emmy Aller.
Yeah, I think they're going to need to establish that middle, keep that middle blocker stationary so they can't be jumping out to get an extra blocker out on Hayes.
Hayes now serving, will attack from the back row. For North Scott, that one sent long. 10-8. It feels like through these first 18 points, it feels like Bishop Heelan has so much more momentum, but it's only a 2-point game.
Exactly right. You think it would be a little bit more of a lead, but just opportune points for the Lancers to stay in the match.
Hacker comes over with it. And they're going to set the middle, and that's going to be a point for Paige Kuhn. The junior 5'9" middle hitter had just 55 kills, played in 81 sets coming into the state tournament. Finds a big one there, now 10-9. Hayes continues to serve. Bishop Heelan, can they return? They cannot. We're tied at 10-10. Ultimate effort there. Oh, wow, Pella wins it. 3-0. Couple of times it looked like Sergeant Bluff Luton was on the way to make a comeback. And instead, the Pella Dutch under first-year coach Joel Allman will play for a state title tomorrow. And there's a monster kill by Emmy Allard and Norris Scott.
They take a lead. They take the lead, Ms. Aaron. I mean, they took the lead for the first time in the match. You were exactly right that they seem to be hanging around, and then now they got a lead.
Hayes continues to serve. This big comeback, oh, that's a point going to be for Norris Scott. 2 contacts against Bishop Heelan. And just like that, Hayes has been the one serving this entire run.
Yep.
And though she hasn't picked up any ace serves, she's done a really good job of trying to put Bishop Heelan out of system with those serves. And there's a kill from the outside by Mackenzie Moeller. Sometimes people, watch at home and they're like, oh, she's not getting any ace serves. Well, there's a lot more to serving
there is.
than just getting ace serves. It's all about targeting your opponents. That time Hayes will serve into the net. Makes it 13-11. Addison Kleiss is back to serve now for the first time for Bishop Heelan. Norris Scott will receive, joust at the nets. And Hacker sends it in. Malia Hacker did a great job to time that one up. Got a set from the overpass.
Yeah, had some patience and just had to wait for that ball to come down and strike it efficiently. Went right down the line.
Beautifully executed there by Mackenzie Moeller. We give so much credit to Abby Hayes, but Mackenzie Moeller has got such a live arm. Had 14 kills in the quarterfinal round. Has over nearing 300 kills for the season. And she's just a junior for North Scott. That one's in for Sioux City Bishop Heelan, now 14-13. And, of course, with Hayes leaving after this year, it's going to fall on the back of Moeller and company next year.
Yeah, Addison Allen will be back as well. She'll be a senior next year, so that duo will be together. I'll be able to keep building on it.
Right back to Allard. Oh, 2 contacts called against Norris Scott, though, before the attack took away a pretty kill from Emmy Allard. Bishop Heelan from the back row. Hacker will roll it over. Moeller will attack it. Hacker will go from the back row again. Hayes will receive. And now Hayes will come back from the back row, and she sends that one long. Yeah, we're seeing the strength of both these two teams.
Yeah, tough angle there for Hayes to be able to get a strong hit on that one. She went ahead and went for it, but just wasn't able to get enough control of it to keep it in bounds.
Hacker will serve. Oh, a monster attack there from Emmy Allard. Allard had one of those a moment ago.
She must have just been angry about taking her kill away on the double hit. So, I give that ball to me. I'm going to get that kill back, and she tattooed the libero. Pretty good on that one.
Ireland Jackson laughing about it, and of course, North Scott going to serve right at Jackson after that. Tipped over by both teams. Good relay by the Crusaders. Moeller finds the back row. Hacker diving after it. Couldn't get there. The assistant coaches on the side of Bishop Heelan saw something from their defense they did not like.
Yeah, a little off speed on the outside. Was able to just find that open spot to get the kill.
Back and forth we go, 16-15. Good up by Norris Scott. Muller will attack from the back row. Hacker will receive. And a big block up front. Monster block by Addison Allen, who's the setter for Norris Scott. She had 33 assists in the quarterfinals. Had 24 blocks coming into the state tournament. Finds a pretty big one there, and North Scott leads 17-15. And now North Scott lets a ball go. They all thought it was out. Instead, it lands on line. And it's now 17-16. Bishop Heelan back to within 2. Hayes will receive. Dumped over. Addison Allen proving that she can do everything. She finds kills. She picks up blocks. And, of course, plenty of assists as the setter. Oh, good dig. Overpass, though, right back to Bishop Heelan. A great effort there by Haight.
Yeah, but if you give Ava Lloyd in the middle there a couple chances on putting a ball away, she's going to definitely take it. Got dug up on the first one, but was able to do a little tip push to the side and got the kill.
Oh, there she is. Abby Hayes comes in with a well-executed play. 6'3" she stands. For Norris Scott, the outside hitter.
Yeah, Allen stepped up the tempo a little bit on that shot to the outside. They get a little bit ahead of the blocker.
19-17. And that's in. Melina Snoozy finds the kill. Snoozy's just a sophomore for Bishop Heelan. And that attack, or serve, excuse me, is into the net, so it'll be a service error against Lloyd. 20-18. North Scott with the lead. Neither team have dropped a set so far in the state tournament. Somebody will have to, oh, here, there's a collision. Hayes will go over with it. Looks like everybody is okay. Hacker will attack, and she'll score. It's back to a one-point game. That was your libero and your setter both going after that ball, colliding there. Glad everybody is okay. And Ireland Jackson is back to serve, the junior libero. Bishop Heelan will set it up from the back row. Good block up front. Though Bishop Heelan will get another opportunity at it, and they score. Hacker finds another kill. That's number 6 in the night already.
That's a quick 6 for sure.
Jackson continues to serve. Tipped over the nets. Heelan trying to retake the lead. They haven't led in quite some time since we were early on in this set. They will not, as Hayes toes the line and sends one down.
Yeah, the Crusaders did not like that call. Felt like the defensive specialist slid right in there right at the last second and decided to let it go and thought that it hit out of bounds, but both of the referee were looking right at it and called it good.
Hacker comes back and scores. 21-21.
Got to get a block up on her. She's going to be doing that all night.
We had a great 5A match to start off the day on this court. With Waukee Northwest trying to defend their state title. 2 hits called against North Scott, so the Crusaders will lead. And now here in Class 4A, we have a good match to start the day. Timeout called, 22-21. We'll come back. This is the IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service. Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work relentlessly at your service.
Back here to Coralville, our digital network is brought to you by Mid-American Energy Companies. There in Augusta, Austin Oliver with you. We've had some really good matches throughout this week, Austin, especially the ones that me and you have done together. And that continues here today.
Been great volleyball. Seems like Heelan should be ahead. We were talking in the timeout there, but it's been North Scott's just been able to keep close this whole time.
Hacker will receive. Now she'll get it back and will attack. Good block by North Scott. The back set, and that's down for a kill. Addison Kleiss. And now the Crusaders on the brink of taking the first set when it felt like North Scott had retaken all the momentum. Can North Scott find a crucial side out? You almost got to have one here. And who do you go to when you need a crucial side out? They don't go to the back. Oh, it is going to be 4 contacts. There was no whistle originally. I thought maybe it had been blocked, but then the whistle came late.
Yeah, sometimes it is hard to hear that whistle up here, but I don't think that that definitely was a delayed whistle as North Scott calls the timeout.
24-21. As we mentioned before, that was kind of a big time for North Scott to need a side out. They did not get one, and now the Lady Lancers are going to have to score 3 consecutive points to get us to 24-24. One thing that I've been thinking about, coming into this matchup is North Scott really hasn't been in much of a dogfight here at the state tournament, at least this year. They kind of eased through Glenwood 11-13-16, where Bishop Heelan played 3 really strong games with Carlisle, so they might have more experience there in late games.
Well, just getting tested early is I think something key to get your mental fortitude, to be ready to go. So maybe that's what the Lancers are experiencing right now is just that first real challenge, and they're yet to see how this team is going to step up or react to that challenge.
So we know Pella's going to play for a 4A state title. Who will join them, Bishop Heelan or Scott? Bishop Heelan trying to take one step closer to that with a win here in this set. They are going to go to Hayes now. Thought maybe they'd go to Hayes last point. Attack from the back row. They do not. Hacker comes over the top with it. Now they're going to go to Muller. And did she get it in? She did. I think the Bishop Heelan bench that was right there disagrees, but you saw the assistant coaches right away. Don't worry about that. We're still up 24-22.
Exactly.
Just keep going.
Exactly.
24-22. North Scott gets the side out they were looking for. Now they need to score the next 2. Blocked. They score another one. 24-23. The Lancers back to within 1. Continuing to serve is Allard. Set point number 3 for Heelan. Will there be a number 4? There will not. Heelan takes the opening set 25-23 as Hacker tips it over the net and finds her 8th kill of the opening set. A great first 25 points for Hacker and company, 25-23. Sioux City Bishop Heelan over North Scott in the opening set. We'll come back. We'll talk about this one, get you set for set number 2 in this Class 4A semifinal matchup with the winner to get Pella in the state championship game tomorrow. We'll come back. This is the IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Slate's the place for you!
Back to Coralville, the IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. We're going to take a look at our recap of the first set and our Sioux Cup stats here in this one. What kind of stood out to you there looking at the Sioux Cup stats?
Well, hitting errors, relatively same. Obviously, Sioux City Heelan came out on top there, 17 kills to 13 kills in comparison to North Scott. After that, it was really very blocks really weren't a stat at all. I think we had one block in that first game. Digs were almost exactly the same, 13 to 13. So not a lot of statistical separation between these teams, but that also means that the 25-23 was probably pretty indicative of what was going on. So.
And we thought Sioux City Bishop Heelan had all the momentum in that set. We've mentioned it a couple of times. It felt like they had such a large lead, but then you look up and it was maybe 2 points, or
exactly.
They might have been down by 2 points a couple of times. It just felt like, but that's the strength of North Scott. Even when it feels like they're getting crushed out there, they're still right there in their matches.
Well, you got to feel pretty good. If you look at it this way, like you just lost that match by 2 points in the first game, and Hayes only had 3 kills in the first set, right? So if you get her back up to where she's usually at, add a couple more kills there, you very easily could have won a game here coming into game number 2.
North Scott with just one loss to non-tournament teams this year. Lost to Marion back on September 21st. Also lost to Cedar Rapids Xavier that day. Otherwise, the rest of their losses were to tournament powers. And talking about powers, there's Mackenzie Moeller, who comes back and finds the kill. Moeller actually leading the team so far with 6 kills.
Yeah, just a very smooth approach out there. Just looks very poised and ready to go. And then that she just unfurls that arm cannon there and really rips that ball nicely.
Hayes is in the back row for North Scott. We'll see if she'll attack from there. Hacker sends that one long. Didn't see much of that in the first set. Hacker was pretty pinpoint accuracy. Hacker had 8 kills. We talked about how much Sioux City Bishop Heelan was going to really spread it out. Lloyd had 3. Kleiss had 3. Jackson, the libero, had 1, and then 8 kills for Hacker. In the opening set, was that a pancake? No. Good effort there by Bremer. And then now LaFleur, the setter, she gets her first. kills. So you're talking about 5 different girls that have really mixed up the offense scoring so far for Sioux City Bishop Heelan. Moeller comes back and she scores again.
Play like that is just a byproduct of going out there and thumping that ball each time. And so when you run with that off speed, you're able to get the ball down onto the floor.
Norris Scott trying to get it to a point where right now Moeller is attacking. And she's kind of that dominant force. Eventually Hayes will rotate to the front. That one goes out. Kind of awkward take there by Norris Scott. But then Hayes will rotate to the front. She'll attack. Trying to set it up to always have one of those powers at the front of the nets. Moeller continues to hit. This time she sends this one long. And we're tied at 3.
That early lead dissipated very, very quickly as the Crusaders got on a mini run of their own.
Moeller will score again. Addison Allen has been doing the setting for Norris Scott. 13 assists so far in the match. Had 33 assists in the quarterfinals. That one rolls over the top of the tape. Back set. Good dig. And a better pass up front. Hayes off the side of the block. What a great dig and pass there up front.
Yeah, the libero just popped that one up, pinpoint accuracy right to the where the setter wants that ball to stay in system, and they were able to give Hayes an opportunity on the outside.
Ainsley Haight has had a pretty good night so far. Again with a great dig right to Hayes. Can she score? No. Tipped over by Sioux City Bishop Heelan. Moeller will attack from the back row. Moeller is all over the court right now.
That was nice. Setter got drawn a little bit out of position, but her bailout was a pipe shot to the back, and Moeller rewarded her for getting her the ball.
15th assist now for Allen. Oh, and Moeller can't get to that one. Made a good effort at it. Lloyd finds another kill. First kill of the set for Lloyd. 6-4 in favor of North Scott. IMT substitution. Be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. As Mia White is in, the junior defensive specialist. Can also play the libero position for Bishop Heelan in the absence of Jackson. And Hayes will find the kill. 7-4.
And Zarin, we were talking a little bit off air as where they're going to be putting Abby Hayes to hit, and typically she's going to be on that outside hitter spot, but they will move her around a little bit. I think next rotation they'll find her on the opposite, just to give those blockers and defensive specialists something to think about on the Heelan side.
Here comes Hayes. Oh, goodness. There's no chance to dig that one. That one was straight to the floor.
Yeah, cross court inside the 10-foot line. Beautiful.
Just absolutely straight to the floor. 8-5. North Scott leads. Would like to win this set so they don't go down 2-0. Of course, we saw. Oh, Moeller. That's going to be a touch against Mia White in the back row. And Moeller has another one. She's up to 10. The first for either team to get to double-digit kills.
Yeah, Moeller's feeling a little bit unstoppable right now, so I'd keep feeding that beast and see if she can keep that fire going.
She had 14 kills in the entire quarterfinal round. Now through one set and not even halfway through the second set, she's already up to 10 kills. But you got to have that. When you have a star on a team like Abby Hayes, you got to have the so-called opposite, or you got to have somebody that can also step up.
Well, absolutely, because otherwise you just the whole defensive alignment just lines up for that one hitter, and they're able to take away as many options as they can, but if you get Moeller in there and contributing, just opens things up immensely.
Emmy Allard hits the pin with that ball. Hayes from the middle this time. Oh. Very out of system there for North Scott. I'm not sure anybody knew who was going to be attacking those balls, and it just turns in to a big strike and a kill for North Scott.
Yeah, free ball that shouldn't have been a free ball, just had to be taken over, and Crusaders made a pay for it.
Yeah, I think initially when that overpass was coming, Hayes was saying she's got it, but then it was actually played by Lainey Wall. Just kind of sent everybody out of sync. And Ireland Jackson with a great serve there. 9-9, just like that. Bishop Heelan back on top, and then Ireland Jackson comes back and sends one out, so North Scott will lead 10-9. Abby Hayes back to serve. North Scott's best serving rotation in the first set was when Hayes was serving. Just sent Heelan out of sync every time. Oh, great dig by Hatt. They'll have to go over another miscommunication defensively for North Scott. Bump set to Muller. Near pin, tipped over. And again will be an overpass. Here comes Hacker, she'll wind up. Dug out nicely. And that one is going to be killed down by Emmy Allard. Allard with her fourth kill.
Crusaders tried to chase that one down, but just ran out of real estate there on the side of the court. They cannot go past the wood-colored flooring. If it goes out of there and they take a step on there, the ball's dead. Double hit called on the setter for the Crusaders. Lengthens this lead for the Lancers.
Just like that, North Scott back out in front, 12-9. And again, when Hayes is serving, it has been very productive for North Scott. Probably one of the best aspects of her game so far tonight. Good up. Oh, no, they're going to say it was a lift.
Yeah, just stayed a little bit too long on that arm as she was trying to pull it back out of the block.
I thought it was going to be a really good up from right there, but
it was.
Instead, a lift violation is called. 12-10. Blocked. I've not seen a lot of blocks that have resulted in points, but Hacker and Abby Lee find one there. 12-11. Moeller tips over. It was blocked, so North Scott can play it. Now Hayes will attack from the back row. And the overpass. Down for North Scott. That's in. Played the overpass to perfection. Paige Kuhn finds the kill, her first of the night.
Yeah, I don't know how she got that over. It was a low set to begin with, but she got enough top spin to be able to get it around the block and get it over the top of the net for the put out in the termination in the back corner.
Hacker will attack. That's going to be 4 contacts against Sioux City Bishop Heelan. Now 14-11. North Scott has this lead. Trying to hang on to it here in the second set. Aaron Van Erwich across the way, trying to be communicative of her team. Didn't really like the way that ball was played, 14-12. Van Erwich is the assistant men's volleyball coach at Augustana. So she, more of her full-time role. That one's right down the line and goes for a kill, Mackenzie Muller. So she goes from an assistant coach of college gentlemen to high school coach of young ladies. Probably a big switch for her.
That probably is.
And that one right down. As you see, Sioux City Bishop Heelan fired up about that one, 15-13. Hayes will attack. Heelan will have to go over with it. They do not, though. One of those by Clydes that you're just so focused on just getting it over the net. Maybe you overthink that one, maybe.
Yeah, or just relax maybe a little bit because you're not having to jump. You know, you see the ball coming in. It's usually high enough, and you just relax a little bit. And that relaxation just leads to a noodle arm, and can't do anything with it.
Good dig. Yeah. And the kill for Ava Lloyd.
Yeah, and that was number 13 on the dig for the Lancers there. It's not a defensive specialist. That's a opposite side hitter, a 6-foot opposite side hitter that dug that ball beautifully. But Crusaders were able to get back control and put that ball away after that.
She had 13 digs in the quarterfinal round.
Unbelievable.
Amy Allard did. Hayes will wind up. It's blocked. Moeller, kind of an awkward off-balance attack, was able to get quite a bit on it. That one's blocked, though. Both of these two teams just winding up here. Dumped over by Allen. Good dig. The pass, though, at the front of the net, tipped over by North Scott. Hayes gets there. It's a pancake for Hayes. Oh, they blew the whistle. Hayes not very happy with the officials, as Hayes thought she had the pancake.
I'm trying to figure out who called it because the line judge at the back did put a flag down, but there's no way that she had a good look at it with her back to it. It must have been the up referee.
I think it was the R1. And that service will go wide, 17-15. It's so tough.
Yeah.
Of course, we don't have replay in high school volleyball. That's probably something in the college game that we would have seen a replay.
I mean, maybe the Cosmic spoke in, and on that next play they got the point, and Karma got the ball back over to him, so who knows.
Now it's 17-16. As the Crusaders will score again, Ava Lloyd is back to serve. Here comes Hayes. She'll attack. Now Muller from the back row into the nets. Coach Van Eerwage thought that ball off the block had hit the pin, as she has a one-sided conversation with the R2.
Yeah.
Down there. Blocked.
Oh, nice double block. They were waiting for the middle attack. I'll tell you what, Zarin, these gals are rough with each other in some of these celebrations. They're shoving each other, and they get excited. And I'll tell you what.
I feel like they're going to go home.
Yeah.
And have bruises on themselves. People are going to be like, hey, did you get those bruises from diving on the volleyball court? No, I got them from the celebration with my teammates.
Yes.
18-18 now as we continue on here in set number 2. So fired up. Maddie LaFleur told the media after the quarterfinals, and she said, they've worked so hard for this moment. Just missed out on coming to the state tournament a year ago. It was a very disappointed thing for them. And they said all offseason they worked so hard for this moment. You can see Bishop Heelan living in the moment. But North Scott has the lead now here in set number 2.
Yeah, Amy Allard with a nice setup. She set up that block on the outside and was able to put that one right back over.
Big block, Hayes. with the solo block. Timeout, Sioux City Bishop Heelan. 20-18. We'll come back and close out set number 2 next here on the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back to Coralville. This is the IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. My name is Aaron Eggleston, joined by Austin Oliver. And we have had a good one so far here. North Scott and Bishop Heelan.
Yeah, North Scott with a couple blocks here has gotten them a lead here late in the game. They just need to follow through with the last 5 points here and see if they can tie the score up at 1-1.
Oh, and the serve right off the timeouts is into the net.
Coach Boatman with the right call at the right time for the timeout. She iced the server and able to get her team back within 1 point.
And they've got Ireland Jackson back to serve. Has the most aces on this team this year. Already has one in this match. And Hayes is determined here in this set. The big solo blocks. The attacks looking a lot crisper than they did in the first set.
As you called out, Zarin, this is their rotation where they've scored a lot of points. So hopefully they can maybe push through on this one to get to the end of the match.
Hacker, oh, that's a touch.
She tried not to, but it still caught her as it snuck by.
I think it hit her, might have hit her like in the leg as she was sliding. So. She was trying to slide out of the way of it.
Yeah, trying to matrix out of the way, kind of, right?
And it hit her in the leg. 21-20, but a touch is a touch. Doesn't matter with what you touch. Muller finds another kill. Sometimes you watch those college volleyball games and they challenge, and you get to watch those replays, and it's like, you know, somebody might be wearing long fingernails, and it grazes over the top of a fingernail. Hey, a touch is a touch. It's crazy.
So subtle sometimes.
22-20. There's the kill from Hacker. Malia Hacker up to 12 kills now. She ties Muller for the most kills between the two. And, good job by Hayes. I thought maybe that one wasn't going to be played. Jackson will have to play it here for Bishop Heelan. And the Crusaders have tied it up at 22. Ava Lloyd finds her 7th kill. Timeout called by Norris Scott. We're going to keep it right here, 22-22. And if you're Norris Scott, you kind of had a disappointing end to the first sets. You know, it felt like you were behind the entire set, but you had a chance to win that first set. Now you really don't want to let this one slip out of your control.
You were trending. You've been trending positive this whole match, but the Crusaders have managed to tie it back up. I'd be very, very surprised if we don't see some kind of connection to Abby Hayes on this one. I mean, Mackenzie Muller's had a great first and second game, sitting at 12 kills, I believe, right now. Is that where she's at? Yep. She's matched up with Hacker on the other side, but I think we'll get probably a strong dose of both of those two through these last 3 points to see who can take this second game.
Both setters have done phenomenal. Allen, 22 assists. LaFleur has 24 assists. Malia Hacker will serve. That's an ace. A Channel Seed ace serve by who else than Malia Hacker. Her 58th ace on the season. Moeller trying to knock this thing back up at 23. Does not do it. Lloyd is blocked. A monster block for North Scott, as Lloyd has been having a great day from that near side.
Yeah, they're loading up on the cross court, so that hitter is going to have to look to see if they could get down that line to make them a little bit more honest as they're loading up on that cross court. Overpass?
Overpass. A chance for North Scott. Now Heelan. Who's going to get to 24 first? It'll be Heelan. Tipped over by Lloyd. And it's set point number 1 for Heelan. It took him 3 set points in the first set. Set point number 1, 24-23. Can North Scott tie it? Muller, it's out. 24-24. Why not go back to Muller? Her 13th. Now it's the first team to win 2 in a row. Blocked by North Scott, but Bishop Heelan able to play it. Now they're going to go to Hayes. Hacker plays it. Ava Lloyd, that's in. 25-24.
Tooled right off the side of the block. They were leading her cross court, and she went down line just enough to get that edge of the block, and it was unplayable after that as it went directly out of bounds.
Mount Vernon and Dubuque Wallert warming up. Our first 3A match getting set to have the first serve here in a few minutes. We're still trying to decide who Pella's going to play. Hayes, that's long. And Bishop Heelan now 1 set away. 26-24. The defending champs are on the ropes. Waukee Northwest, the defending champs in 5A, have already advanced. Now the defending champs in Class 3A are on the ropes heading to the third set. Down but not out. We'll take a look at our Suit Cup stats and get you set for set number 3 when we come back. This is the IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
Excelling in athletics takes teamwork, dedication, and a commitment to excellence. These are the same qualities that help our pig farmers and our communities thrive. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics and the student athletes who make us all proud. Visit iowapork.org/WeCare to meet the people behind the pork and hear about our winning approach to caring for our pigs, the environment, and our communities.
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Back to Coralville, the IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the digital network powered by Mid-American Energy Company. Zarin Eggestal, Austin Oliver with you. And Sioux City Bishop Heelan, they've just been able to find the wins in these close sets. We talked about it in the pregame show and throughout the first set. Bishop Heelan had to play 3 close sets against Carlisle in their quarterfinal match, whereas North Scott really hasn't been tested until now. Could be the difference so far in this one.
Yeah, statistically, the Crusaders are led by Hacker. She's been pretty much the workhorse through all of this, but we've gotten pretty good contributions from Lloyd. Cleese, Snoozy all had some contribution to it, but LaFleur sitting at 26 assists so far through two games. Over on the Lancer side, Muller's been the main kill leader. Hayes, I think we're going to try to see if they could get her going here in game number 3, get her some more sets, and see what she could do with them. But the Crusaders have done a pretty good job of keeping her under control here as we get into game number 3.
If you're North Scott at this point, I think you just can't panic, right?
Nope.
Play your game.
I mean, we've been close, 25-23 and 26-24. I mean, it's not like they're getting blown out here. So just a matter of looking at that end game process and seeing what they could change a little bit differently to get the win in game number 3 here for them.
They take an early lead, 1-0 on the attack error. Muller is back to serve. Hacker will attack, blocked, but then pushes it right back over. Here comes Hayes, and she terminates that ball, 2-0.
Like I said, they started the rotation out with her in the front row, so they're going to give her 3 opportunities to really get rolling here and see if they can get a lead here in game number 3.
Muller will attack on the serve. Hacker, a good block. And Hayes will come again. 3-0. Yeah, to your points, last set they started Hayes in the back row. Now she's starting that outside. 3-0, trying to get her going. Hayes now up to 9 kills. And they're going to probably go right back to her again. No, they don't. Instead, they go to Emmy Allard, who has a great back row attack.
Yeah, that was gorgeous out of the right side. It just completely unexpected for the Crusaders. So focused on Hayes on the outside that she had an easy path to get a kill.
A serve for Muller. It's now 5-0 North Scott. And the Lancers have come out firing here in the third set. All of our ace serves brought to you by Channel Seed. Check them out at channelseed.com. Trying to get Hacker going. No, a chance for North Scott to go up 6-0. Hacker again. Tips over. Good up by North Scott. Hat will go with it. This time they'll go to Lloyd. From the back row, Muller. Did that hit line? It did. It did indeed hit line, 6-0. Muller, her 14th kill, this time from the back row. She's been the one serving this long stretch. And it's 6-0 North Scott. Hacker trying to get going. Oh, she's blocked. Hayes and Laney Wall living up to her name there. It is a wall for North Scott. 7-0, timeout taken by Lauren Boatman. And the Bishop Heelan Crusaders will come back. It is all North Scott Lancers. 7-0. This is the IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back to Coralville. This is the IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. 7-0 North Scott leads over Bishop Heelan of Sioux City. And Muller will continue to serve. Has an ace and has led them to now 8 straight points. Coach Boatman called the timeout, trying to flip the momentum in her team's favor, but it stays with North Scott.
Good serve.
And they can't get to it. Unable to get to it for Norris Scott, for Bishop Heelan. It is 9-0.
After the timeout, a hitting error and a ace keeps the momentum going for the Lancers.
Can Hacker get him going? It'll be an overpass back to Lloyd, and there they go. That was Abby Lee in the middle. All right, so if you're Norris Scott, you got to be happy with that. 9-1. At this point, just can't give Bishop Heelan anything long. Give them one or two at a time and trade throughout the match like you have been doing. And you're feeling pretty good about this third set. Dumped over and in by Addison Allen.
Yeah, Addison Allen just kind of taking over the game here in game number 3. What I've really liked about what she's been doing is ideally got those first couple out to Hayes, but she's really diversified her sets. Had a right back row, a middle back row, had an opposite, just took it upon herself with a dump as well.
Lloyd will jump in with a kill. Lloyd now to 10. Yeah, Allen has 2 kills, 5 digs, 27 assists, and has that one block as well in this match. She's done about all. Hayes from the middle. Can Heelan play it? They can. Out of the reach.
Now LaFleur, the setter, was the one that took that ball over on 2 and just pinpoint precision back in that back left corner.
Allen to Hayes, and that one is smoked. Hayes will head to the state that has been known for the volleyball. Of course, Creighton there in Omaha, and Nebraska known for being one of the top areas of volleyball in the country. Iowa's had some great volleyball as well. – 11-4 here in this one. IMT substitution. Be worry-free with IMT and IMT INS as Mia White is in to serve. And Hayes. Oh, my. She's come to play here in this set.
Yeah, like I was talking about earlier, that's that attack that she has from that opposite side. Was on a one-on-one with that blocker out there, and she's going to take that one to breakfast every time.
Hayes will pass that one. Muller, that's a touch. Oh, it's going to land in either way. 13-4 now is the lead. Hayes back to serve, and she's been their dominant server in the entire match so far. Lloyd blocked right up front. Emmy Allard. This is the North Scott team that coming in we thought we were going to see. This is the North Scott team that took down undefeated Clear Creek Amana in the state semifinals last year. They returned 3 starters from that state championship team, and now Hayes sends one a bit long and out. Hayes, Allard, Muller are all starters on this North Scott State Championship team that ended their season with pink shirts a year ago. 15-5. If you're North Scott, you're feeling pretty comfortable with a 10-point lead. The back sets.
Yeah, just a little bit sloppy on that set. Got a double call on that one.
Those ones are tough when you're trying to get enough power on it to get it to your attacker on the right side there.
It's a fine line to decide as a setter on, trying to do something a little bit out of the ordinary or just take an easy set. And sometimes the better part of valor is just going for the easier set to make sure it's a little bit more consistent with the touches.
Hayes will send that one long. Now 15-7. Does Sioux City Bishop Heelan have a run in them? It's going to need to be a pretty significant one to try to come back. And Muller will find the kill. 16-7. Muller up to 17 kills. That's 3 more than she had in the entire match against Glenwood. Hayes had 17, has 11 in this one. I have a feeling, though, that 3 sets probably not going to be enough for these two teams. Unless Sioux City Bishop Heelan has a major comeback. That's a touch, though, 16-8. North Scott has a long hill to climb, but on their way towards taking one of those steps. LaFleur will serve. Allen will set to Muller. I don't think she got enough of that one. That's going to be 4 contacts.
The referee agreed with you.
Yep. 16-9, of course. Coach Van Eerwidge trying to bid for her team. Blocked. Big block there. Some teams you might be able to just tip that one over. This Bishop Heelan team has such great net presence, not able to do that. Allen will send to Muller. She's blocked. And here comes Bishop Heelan, now 16-11.
Timeout probably in store here. If they give up one more point, I'd be looking at the Coach Van Eerwidge to get the timeout called to preserve some of this lead as it's been whittled down to 5. But gets bailed out by the service error.
A huge service error against Bishop Heelan. And I think Bishop Heelan might have been nearly out of rotation there. Coach Lauren Boatman starts yelling at her team, and they all kind of switch where they were all standing to make sure they are in the correct rotation. No whistles blow, so they were. And Addison Kleiss will find the kill. The 5'11" right side. Now 17-12. Big attack by Allard. That's in. Right down the line by Kleiss. So tough to hit that one right down the line.
Had a decent block up there too, and just waited for the set to get past the block, and then snapped that wrist right down that line.
Lloyd will find the kill. 17-14. And North Scott's lead has been whittled to 3. It was 10 at 15-5. Since then, Bishop Heelan making a run. Lloyd tips over, taken by Muller in the back row. And that one's in by Kleiss. It seems like for Bishop Heelan, it hasn't been any long runs, right?
No.
North Scott went on a long run. Bishop Heelan hasn't gone on any long runs. It's been just 3 points,
Small
maybe
sections,
give up one.
yep.
Yeah, what are you seeing there?
I think they're just sticking with it, and then once they lose, they're sighting out right back over to themselves and then running a couple 3 more. So serve receive for the Lancers has kind of gotten a little bit scary here. So I think that's what they're probably saying in the timeout right now is they're saying let's get that service seed nailed down, get a great pass to our center, and get a ball to one of these big hitters and see if we can get out of this and get back into this lead.
The Pella Dutch are looking on. Head coach Joel Allman in his first season will run the Dutch against one of these two teams tomorrow for a state championship. 12:15 on Iowa Public Television from center court. Will be the title game between Pella and either North Scott or Bishop Heelan. And that one's in. 18-15 now. If it is Bishop Heelan, it'll be two brand new teams vying for a state title. Don't always get that. A lot of times a runner-up from a year ago, the champion from a year ago, a lot of times will play for a title again. Oh, Lloyd. That ball almost made it up to here.
Just unloaded on the line. Had a defensive person right on the line ready to dig it, and it just got on her so quickly that she wasn't able to control it at all. Beautiful shot.
18-16. North Scott still leads. Hayes with a big attack. They go back to Hayes. No! Dumped over into the donuts. And the Lancers will score. Allen has matched her quarterfinal total of 33 assists. Also has 3 kills, 5 digs, and a block. And that one's down. 19-7. That's a sophomore. Melina Snoozy. IMT substitution. Be worry-free with IMT and IMT INS. As Mia White, as she has done all season, comes in and serves in this part of the rotation. Oh, and now we got timeout. What do we got going on?
Something going on with the side of the shirt, maybe. I don't know if we have some blood, maybe right.
Okay.
Maybe right on the hip, maybe, but I'm not sure here. We'll have to.
That is Emmy Allard, who's being attended to by the training staff and Coach Van Eerwich from North Scott.
Yeah, it does look like an injury, but I'm not sure where it was at there.
On her hand, it looks like.
Right at the wrist there, the underside of the wrist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see a little something. She keeps touching it as well, so.
She's definitely got soreness in that wrist. Blocked. A huge block at the front of the net by Maddie LaFleur. She's the center, but helping the cause with a block up front. 19-18. Both teams, we've seen the centers dig down, do some dirty work. Tipped over by Hayes. This was a 10-point game, and we are now tied 19-19. And again, it wasn't done by long runs. It wasn't done with 8, 9 points at a time. It was 3 points here, 4 points there, 3 points here. And all of a sudden, Bishop Heelan now leads we're tied 19-19. And a chance for the Crusaders to take the lead. They will. Ava Lloyd, her 13th kill of the match. It's 20-19.
Everything going right for the Crusaders right now.
A 15-4 run for the Crusaders. This was 15-5. Now on a 15-4 run, make it 16-4 run for Bishop Heelan, 21-19. And the lights are starting to dim on the defending Class 4A champs. We'll keep it here, 21-19. Norwalk and North Scott played for the state title in Class 4A last year. We know for sure it'll be the Dutch of Pella playing for a state title The Crusaders haven't won a state championship since 2007. They've won 3 of them, but their last state title was in 2007, and they're looking for their 4th. Got to get past this North Scott team.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like I think we talked about in the intros, just a full team effort hitter-wise here. We got Lloyd and Hacker, 13 kills each. Snoozy with 7. LaFleur, the setter, with a couple, but she's coming in with 34 assists here through 3 games. Got a couple more in her if she could get through game number 3 here.
Mia White will continue to serve. And that one's long by Muller. Pardon me, Allard. 22-19. And Bishop Heelan now just 3 points away. Mia White will serve. Hayes receives, sets. Heelan will play it. Ava Lloyd has had a good game so far. Oh, great up by the Lancers. On the slide. Solo block by Allard. Lloyd, a dolphin dive up and over by North Scott. Lloyd, long. Good defense by the Lancers.
On a touch here.
Oh, wow.
Just complete chaos there defensively. Everyone was just trying to get that ball, keep that play going, and we're even have the referee call in, the 2 linesmen call in here to see if they could discuss it. The touch was called on that swing, and North Scott's insisting that nobody on their team touch that ball. But the up ref's going to call these people in and have a little slight discussion. Looks like she's made her decision. It's not changing anything, so it is going to be a point to the Lancers, or to the Crusaders, rather.
23-19. A great defensive effort there by North Scott. Crusaders get the point, though. Muller will attack from the back row. Blocked. Big block up front.
Ooh, that could have been scary right there. They'll want to take a second here. I think Hacker went down. It looks like she's fine, but she went down to try to kick that ball. Missed it and ended up landing right on her foot. It looks like she's okay.
And Miss Trusty in the back row. Hayes is back to serve. Has been the best serving so far. That's down the line and in. Here come the Lancers, 23-21. If you're North Scott, you probably want to get it back to at minimum 22, if not 23 all, before the Crusaders get to 24. Every point counts. They'll set in the middle, and it's 24. Match points. The defending champs. Season on the line. This is the exact score we had in set 1. 24-21. North Scott scored a pair, but then lost 25 out of system. They'll tip over. It's over. Nobody from North Scott got there, as that one was just tipped right over by Bishop Heelan. Maybe some miscommunication. Everybody thought that somebody else was going after that ball, and that's a tough way for the season to come to an end.
Yeah, just some hesitation on the defensive grouping there. Cost them the point.
Moeller ends with 18 kills, Hayes with 12, and the phenomenal career of Abby Hayes comes to an end in the state semifinals, as North Scott will fall and Bishop Heelan will play for a state title. Let's go downstairs for today's award ceremony.
Set point for Mount Vernon.
In addition to receiving their team trophy, each participating player will receive a medal and commemorative volleyball provided by the Iowa Farm Bureau proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union.
Kellyanna Whitaker and set one to Mount Vernon, 25-12.
IGHSAU are Gary Ross and Ben Van White.
Fans, as a reminder, be sure to pick up your limited edition 2024 Girls State Volleyball Tournament souvenir program.
Well, Abby Lee trying to get ahead of herself there. She almost put her team, advancing them on the bracket in the champion spot. Still got to win one more game against Pella in order to do that, but Bishop Heelan will be the favorite going into the state championship match tomorrow. But what a season Pella has had as well. It'll be Pella and Bishop Heelan playing for a state title. We'll come back. We'll wrap this one up. Right after this is the IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
If you grill it, he will come.
Hey.
Is this heaven?
Nope. It's fairway.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. And that old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe it. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
Back to Coralville, the IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships. Austin Oliver, what a fun match that was. The defending champs go down.
Yeah, Heelan looked really good. Hadn't really got tested a little bit yesterday, and I think they got it tested a little bit more today. All those matches very, very close. It's going to set up for a great finals between them and the Pella Dutch tomorrow. A real team effort, I think, hitting-wise on both of those teams. I got to see the Dutch yesterday, but I think that's going to be a great finals as both those teams coming in with some great momentum.
It'll be number 2 versus number 5 at 12:15 on Iowa Public Television for the state championship in Class 4A tomorrow. All right, we switch gears to Class 3A. Western Christian and West Delaware coming up next here on the IGHSAU Digital Network. For all of us here on our Digital Network team, he's Austin Oliver. I'm Zaret Agastol saying we'll see you in a few minutes.